Hi, Filter here. If you are like me, you're probably disgusted at what happened to diversity in comics, or Richard Myers, or Richard C.Meyers. I figured something out. Whenever they use that name, Richard C. Myers, it's to invoke a connotation of evil and infamy. You know, Lee Harvey Oswald, John Wilkes Booth, John Wayne Gacy, sort of like that. That's why they say Richard C. Myers. They want that. They wanted to give you that sense of infamy. That's why they say his name in that way. It's almost a reverse of what Whoopi Goldberg does on The View, because she can't say President Trump. She says the gentleman in the White House. She just can't say President Trump. Same concept, only different. But like I said, if you're like me, you're probably disgusted that Antarctic press bowed out, thanks to people like Mark Wade and your Michelle Perez's. And in this one article I just saw about some Edmonton comic shop owner who doesn't want to carry Jawbreakers, and then tries to say that somehow or another that his followers will do things, which is very funny because every time most almost every video I've seen him, when he talks about people, he says, "Don't write to them, don't do anything, don't harass them, don't do anything." He actually tells them not to do it, but for some weird reason, of course, people like SJW'S think it's a dog whistle. That means go ahead and do it. Meaning, these people are so stupid and paranoid it defies description. But like I said, I'm just sick of this. Sorry about the lighting. It's 8 o'clock. It's dark. I don't have my other light here. Bear with me. One of these days, I'm just gonna have to change everything around here. But like I said, I am sick and tired of these people. At any point, I should hope that Richard Myers sues Mark Wade. But I think he's got this little cover to kind of cover himself. So, he'll probably get out of it. But right now, I'm just sick to death of this. I'm sick of your Ta-Nehisi Coates writing Captain America. Ta-Nehisi Coates, what did he say? Well, if you have to be black to write a black character, you have to be gay to write a gay character. You have to be, well, you know what? You have to be a veteran to write a daggone story about a veteran, a soldier. And when I last checked, Mr. Coates, you were never a soldier, much less a veteran. So go screw yourself. Now, again, and Marvel's insane desire to keep putting this crazy garbage in their comics. Again, I said in one video, one of my previous videos, it's not about having gay or trans characters. That's not what it's all about. It's about showing those gay and transgender characters having sex. Because that's what it all boils down to. It has nothing to do with the character being represented. They want to see, their idea of representation is showing the character having sex. How can I put it? It was like in an episode of Will and Grace back in the 90s. And what had happened was, there was a big brouhaha that they cut out a gay kiss about with these two gay characters on the TV show or something like that. And then they wind up doing it on that one. It was something like that. And that's what it all boils down to. You want to see the sex. They want to see the sex. Michelle Perez is writing, she, I'm not sure what to call him, her. Everything is really confusing because I think, like, I'm sorry, when I saw that picture of Michelle Perez, and all I can think of is that movie Sleepaway Camp, okay? Sue me. But all I know is that this is what To Them Comics is all about. The journalists don't read comics. Again, they're looking at writing about comics as a stepping board to write for the Huffington Post, MSNBC, or get the gig on Jimmy Kimmel or Seth Meyers' show. It has nothing to do. They don't like comics. You're catering to 1% of 1% of 1%. What about the intersex people? I don't know anybody who's intersexed. I'm sorry, I don't. And if they do know them, they sure as hell ain't sharing it with me. Because as far as they're concerned, it's none of my damn business. And I don't think they need to make it anybody else's business. The same with people who are gay. Some people would like to keep their lives private. It's not about them being afraid of being discriminated. It's just that they just don't make a big deal of it. Hell, I got two friends of mine who happen to be gay. One guy, it was ironic. Both of them, I didn't even know that they were gay until one of them just inadvertently said, "Oh yeah, I do that." Oh, okay, cool. And the other one I found out when I was looking him up on Facebook, and actually no, it was MySpace originally, and I saw under the profile in a relationship with, I forgot the guy's name. Anyway, I was like, oh well, and I moved on with my life. It was no big deal then. It's no big deal now. But like I said, the way these writers want to do it, they just want to show the sex act. That's what it all boils down to. Like I am. I'm drinking my Courvoisier. No, I'm sorry. Just thinking about the ladies, man. But I am sick to death of this garbage. I am sick to death. I'm tired of our hobby being turned into some type of warped platform for, as Richard Myers puts it, childless weirdos. They have no idea how real relationships work. In fact, for some weird reason, even the concept of heterosexual relationships seem like a problem to them. They have to show it as dysfunctional, twisted. You can't have a guy married to a woman with children who are healthy. Okay, maybe one of the kids turns out to be gay. Oh well. The dad doesn't have to be a Bible quoting hate monger. He could just say, okay, I'm taking it back about that, son. Whew. Yeah, boy oh boy. That's sweet and sour shrimp. Okay? Doesn't need to be drama. Doesn't need to be drama. It's like Scenic Race. I've said it before. Scenic Race, putting the comic Iceman, the argument he always wanted to have with his parents about coming out of the closet. And I don't think he ever had that argument. I think the wind was taken out of his sails when his parents said, oh, okay, that's alright, son. That's okay, as long as you're happy. He wanted to yell, he wanted to scream, he wanted to do all this other stuff, he wanted tears and all that other garbage, and that was it. But that never came. But back to Antarctic Press and Richard Myers. The fact that the people who are actually boycotting him have never watched one video, read one tweet, or even tried to talk to the man. They have gotten everything third-hand knowledge from somebody else. And the press, the comics press, is really to blame for this, because they're the ones who could literally straighten this out in 1 second. They could just put in an article, no, that's not what he said, this is what he was talking about. He is not homophobic, misogynistic, Islamophobic, a phobornist, or whatever. He is none of those things. They could do this. They know the truth, but they refuse to do it. Just right now, I was looking at a video from, I mirrored it. It's Internet Aristocrat, the Gamergate thing, Zoe posts, that whole thing. Hold on, let me give you the title for it so you guys can look at it up somewhere, please. I hope you do, because this is very, very important. Oh, geez, I really gotta get a better machine here. Alright, we've got a screen here, and I'm looking up. Let me close that. Let me go over here. Sorry for the delay. Oh yeah, I got that Doctor Strange movie. The original one from 1978, the really crappy one. Prelude to Axonar. Okay. Yes, it's the Internet Aristocrat Conspiracy Theory. It's mirrored. Somebody mirrored it way back when. I suggest you look it up. And the parallels to Comicsgate to Gamergate are there. It is, it's literally, history is repeating itself. You see, when these people first started attacking video games, we were kind of taken aback. We were like, wow, this is messed up. But we did not think that it was going to go any further. Hold on a second. We didn't think it was going to go any further. We thought that it was just attacking games. But then they got to the Hugo Awards. Suddenly substandard books were winning awards, all because they featured a trans character with no depth whatsoever. And then it went to, of course, comic books, and now it's at tabletop games. They are literally trying to. It's already happened in Magic the Gathering. Is getting into BattleTech. They're trying these ridiculous, stupid things about pronouns and stuff. It's a game. Even for tabletop games, it's a game. You can't say there's not enough women in it, so the guy has to take the miniature and make it look like a female and give her boobs. Why you're making it have boobs? Now you're objectifying women. You cannot win with these people. In my opinion, take the advice. Take for any company. I want you to do this. Any up and coming company, comic company, small company. If you are going to hire anybody, you vet these people first. Find out if they took gender studies and socialism and all that other crap as a major. If they say, yeah, I took that as a major, then you say, okay, thank you, but no thank you. Send them on their merry way. Because that's not what you want. Because then they're going to hire their friends, and before you know, you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of SJW'S demanding a bunch of crap. But hopefully Generation Z will put a stop to this. At the end of the day, our hobbies have been invaded. Some of them have fallen to this madness. And others, and let's be honest, I make a reference to this when it. Let me backtrack. One of the funny things about SJWs, these people, is that they love to point out Nazis. Who are the Nazis? They love doing that. They love saying, oh, this person's a Nazi, that person's a Nazi. He's alt-right, he's far-right. Far-right now means, hey, I don't think we should do this. Or maybe you're overreacting. Or maybe we just don't need that because it's not necessary. Or maybe you're just trying to fill in a box. Suddenly that's now far-right or alt-right. Suddenly criticizing bad writing is now far-right or alt-right. Alt-riker, as I think Jerry Conway is trying to put it now. But I'm going to make a sort of Nazi analogy here. The Nazis, from what I understand, they kind of fell into it. They were a small minority of people that were running the show in Germany, 1933, 34? I gotta read my history. Sorry. They were a small minority. And they had they were very vocal. They had newspapers. Yeah, they did. They had the newspapers. And contrary to popular opinion, they weren't right-wing. They were actually left-wing. Do yourself a favor. Read their platform and compare it to some of the stuff that the Democrats say, and it's no different. Remember, it was National Socialism, not National Conservatism. They just mixed in a little bits of race and all that other stuff. But the same concept remained. Basically, they excluded people because of certain ideological preferences. Sure, the communists were kind of pushed aside. Gypsies, Jews, gays. The only difference is that they like to use these marginalize people as shields. And that to me is a real pain in the ass. Because basically, that's displaying the very racism that exists. That's your Nazi racism right there. Because they honestly do not think that you, as an individual, can defend yourself. I am a black man. It's obvious. Okay? Nothing I can do about that. I'm just who I am. I'm proud to be black. And if you're white, be proud that you're white. If you're Asian, be proud that you're Asian. If you're Jewish, be proud that you're Jewish. If you're Hindu, be proud that you're Hindu. I have nothing against that. If you want to say, hey, I'm proud of that because of accomplishments that you have performed, not necessarily racially, but what you have performed, but you are proud and you're happy that you are. If you feel happy in your own skin, I have no problem. I have no problem. If you're happy in your own skin, that's what I really want to say. Now, one of the things is that is the like I said, that is the problem. One of the problems is that these folks, these SJWs, express their own racism because they don't, and their own homophobia because they don't think that you are capable of defending yourself or making your own decisions. They literally think you are too stupid to survive without them. They want to play the, what can I say, the great white hope, if you will. Look, now more people are at our conventions because of me, because I stood up to those alt-right Nazis who were everywhere. That's, even though they voted for Obama, they're not Nazis. Seriously, that's what we see. But like I said, this is what we're getting. And again, like the Nazis, they implemented a lot of rules and laws, and before you know it, there were a lot of people shut out of society. And again, the attitude is right there. They would send thugs out to beat people up. They would boycott businesses by saying, don't buy from this guy because he's a whatever. See, back then it was Jew, but right now it's he's a Trump voter, or he's a conservative, or he didn't even vote for Hillary. Or he's an ist, he's a phobe. They just put that label there. They're no different. They've become the very thing that they hate. Now, I really honestly hope, somewhere along the lines, that Richard Myers possibly takes these folks to court. And I would not be surprised if he won. I would not be surprised. Part of me thinks that he would lose, another part thinks that he would win. But I would like to think that he would win. Simply because Mark Wade violates his, the contract of, you have to put on a pretty face for the company. That's basically it. You put on a pretty face for the company. You're not supposed to bring the company down. You're not supposed to, because if you say something tied to, in the name of that company, you're going to say it. He scrubbed his social media, but a lot of people have probably screen captured it. It's there. It's for all the world. If he takes it to court, it's there. A lot of people will find it. It'll be there. And what will have to happen is Disney, the guy who said to Marvel, will have to say, okay, we're going to settle out of court. And that would mean they would have to look at Mark Wade and say, you know what? You better shut up and leave it at that, or you're fired. Now, that will be it. And he will fall in line. He will know. He will have to fall in line because he knows he's going to have to keep his mouth shut until the next time he gets a chance to let loose. But I somehow doubt it. But that's what I think is going to happen. I think that's what's on the table right now. They'll have to settle out of court. Richard Myers will walk away with a pretty penny, and Mark Wade and others like him will have to walk away with their tail between their legs. One of the weird things, I made a video not too around the election time, and I said that a Trump presidency would mean a ton of money to therapists, because people are going to need to be so worried about non-existent crap that they're going to need therapy. And it's really coming to pass. And Shia LaBeouf, case in point. I'm seeing more people who broke off ties with friends and family, and the irony is not lost on a lot of people. I mean, think about it this way: how many of you, after the election, the 2016 election, saw this like the next day or around that time, around a week after or so, maybe a week, a day, something like that? How many of you saw this on your Twitter feed or your Facebook feed, where it said, if you voted for him, I will unfriend you, I will block you, don't ever talk to me ever, ever again? How many of you saw that? Just, if y'all saw that, just say, yep, I saw that. Just say that, yep, I saw that. Trust me, I saw it. I just didn't respond. I didn't tell anybody who I voted for. I was just, wow. And then I'm looking at people talking about divisiveness. The only people who are divisive are the people who did not vote for Donald Trump. They're the ones who were more angry. They're the biggest babies and the like. Mark Wade talks, what is it, King Baby. I'm sorry, the only baby I see is Hillary Clinton, who's constantly crying that she lost and blaming everybody. It's not my fault. The dog ate my homework. Yeah, that's all I see. The Russians ate my homework, Daddy. Sorry, teacher. That's what I'm seeing. You know it, I know it, the world knows it. And it's nonstop. But like I said, that's what I saw day after the election. And that's what we're seeing. These people have not yet let go of the fact that the guy is president. Like I said, it's like when you watch The View, what does Whoopi Goldberg say? She doesn't call him President Trump. She says the gentleman in the White House. He's not Voldemort. Okay? He's the president of the United States. Deal with it. And I guess this is running a little long. I just need to get this stuff off my chest because, quite frankly, there's a lot of things, like I said, with this Antarctic press bailing and the fact that these people are, how can I put it, sociopathic? That they just can't accept the fact that there are people that think differently from them. It's sad. And it's frightening. Oh. I think I just put my 2 cents in on that one. Well, rate this video. Like this video if you like it. Please subscribe. And until then, I'm Filter, and y'all have a pleasant week.